This is the most expensive Tesla you can buy, costing nearly $120,000. It is more expensive than the highest-end Cybertruck you could possibly configure. It's about double the price of a Model Y, and is it actually worth it? I spent the money so you don't have to. Let me show you 10 things you get on the most expensive Tesla, special features that you won't find on any other model, and break down whether it's worth the six-figure investment or if it's a big mistake you should avoid. Also, big thanks to Mini REVs for their support of the channel. If you want to pick up an amazingly accurate, high-quality mini Tesla for yourself, hit the link right down below. So the Tesla lineup right now is bigger and more diverse than it's ever been before. We've got the all-new Cybertruck with its crazy design. We've got the tried and true Model Y, the best-selling model of them all, the world's most popular car. You've got the new Model 3 redesign. You've got Cybercab coming soon. With all this, it's exciting, but that sort of might make you question why the Model X, a vehicle that's largely been unchanged for years and years, is still Tesla's most expensive model you can buy. And there are two things particularly interesting here with Model X you should know. One is that, like I mentioned, by and large, since this model was released years and years ago, the design really hasn't changed all that much. The doors were iconic since the unveil. They have been that way basically since day one. And while we have gotten a couple of refreshes over the years, I think the last one, the major one, was back in 2020 or 2021 where we got a bit of an interior refresh. On the outside, this car basically looks exactly the same as it was when it launched. That's what the breakdown looks like. You can see the options there that you've got and all that fun stuff, coming in at about $117,000. Now, if you're curious how that compares to some other Teslas in the fleet, well, you've also got the Cybertruck. This is the most expensive Cybertruck you could configure. This is only $115,000, so you can save $2,000 and ball out again with the top-end Cyber Beast. And the world's most popular car, the Model Y, in this case, the most expensive Model Y you could configure, which looks pretty similar, like a mini Model X Plaid. This is only, let me go to cash here so you can see what the payment is, going to be roughly $65,130. So like about 50% off from this to this. Is it worth paying double to get a Model X Plaid, the most expensive, nearly $120,000 car? Let's find out. So the main thing you're really paying for here with the Model X is going to be the Falcon Wing doors. As the name sort of suggests, they open up like a Falcon Wing and have been the Model X's, well, I don't know, staple feature since the very beginning. Like I showed you a moment ago, since this vehicle made its theatrical debut, this was a part of it and remains that way into 2025. Okay, so besides the way they open, what exactly makes this such a staple feature? Well, besides the pretty incredible engineering to Tesla's credit, what makes these doors so useful is just how easy it is to get in and out of this vehicle, and more specifically probably get smaller children in and out of this vehicle. I'm sure like many who are looking at the Model X, I've got a almost 3-year-old daughter that's a bit hard to wrangle, so getting her into her car seat with the Model X is nice because as the door opens, I've got tons of room here to be able to lift her into her car seat. I have like, 360 degrees of flexibility here, something you just don't have on a traditional door, even a slightly more opening door like what you'd find over on the Cybertruck, another Tesla. And yes, having all of this space to jump in and out of the vehicle and load children in and out is really nice. You get so much space here with this door, and then to close it, you're gonna hit this button right here, and the door is going to close. Now, one of the questions I always get is, how does this do indoors? And I can tell you that my indoor experience is mixed. It never actually hits any other cars. That's never been a problem. These doors are very reliable. But the more annoying and frustrating issue I have is with my garage ceiling. Because even when I have plenty of clearance here, sometimes when I open this door, like actually right now, it'll actually open and not be that big of a deal. Even if it doesn't open all the way, I can usually finish off that last, 10 or 20% by just manually holding it. The more annoying thing though is that many times, even when the garage door is closed, the door just refuses to open because the system says there's an obstruction when there is no obstruction. It's just something I can't even adjust. It just says no, it won't open, and it's really annoying to manually override that. And in addition to the Falcon Wing doors, another special feature of Model X that no other Tesla has is that all the doors on this vehicle are powered. They can power open and close, everything but the frunk. So with my app here, I can show you, I'm just gonna open up everything. I'll even pop the frunk. And I can open and close all that a couple of different ways. Like I mentioned, I can use the Tesla app on my phone. I can also control all the doors on the screen here as well. So if I hit close all, it's gonna close everything, again, but the frunk, since the frunk is not powered. And Tesla is still selling an additional external key fob you can get for the Model X as well. They do actually sell key fobs for all the models, besides Cybertruck if you're curious. That also allows you to open and close individual parts or all doors on the vehicle from that little fob as well. So not only does that give you sort of a cool party trick to open and close all the vehicle's doors, but also, as you might have just seen here, another feature of Model X, specifically with the driver's side door, and I think the passenger side door too, or maybe it's just the driver's. I'll put a correction down below in the comments if I'm wrong on this, but it's the auto presenting functionality that as you approach the vehicle, the door will automatically open for you, and as you leave the vehicle and walk away, it'll close for you. Let me show you what that looks like. All right, so I'm making my walk up to the vehicle, and as I get a few feet away, if the system is working perfectly, it should go ahead and open the door for me. My point here, as you just saw, is that the system doesn't always work perfectly. The walk away closing the door usually does work, but there's one big problem with this that you probably have already commented on down below. Now, I should also mention that the six-figure plus Model X isn't the only expensive thing Tesla sells. It's maybe priced a little too high. Their first-party accessories are also pretty expensive as well, but let me let you in on a little secret here from one Tesla owner to another, and that is that you can go with other companies like Oedro and get really high-quality accessories that are built super well, provide a much better value, and are a great fit for your Tesla. And one of my favorite Oedro offerings is their incredible lineup of super high quality mats for your Tesla. I've tested basically all of them. I've tested them in the Model 3, the Model Y. They've even got a brand new set here for the Cybertruck that are incredible and are just a way better way to go than the really expensive set from Tesla. You don't need to go first party, folks. Save a bunch of money, get Oedro mats. You're gonna love them probably more than the default mats. And the reason I love and use Oedro mats in my own sort of fleet of Teslas is for a couple of reasons. One, again, the value here is unmatched. They're incredibly high quality, made from durable TP material. They're here to protect the interior of your Tesla from water, dirt, debris, mud, snow as winter comes up. You want to sort of make sure your Tesla is protected from inclement weather, especially on the interior. And these Oedro mats are here to do that in a really beautiful and easy way. And not only are they super durable here, but they're custom made, custom fit for the interior of your Tesla, so they're going to protect it really, really well, all the most important parts you'd want to protect. And also, it's really easy to clean as well. Just a little bit of water, you can wash them down, sort of wipe them down with a rag, and you're good to go. And it's going to keep the interior of your Tesla protected and also just looking fantastic. I love the design of Oedro mats. They fit really well. They've got a lot of great options. And again, they've got solutions for all the Teslas on the market. I love their all-new Cybertruck mats. They look incredible. Great compliment to the all-new Cybertruck. And again, the level of precision, the durability, the protection they offer, and the price and value is unmatched. I love Oedro. I know you guys are going to love them as well. So if you want to learn more about Oedro, auto accessories, check them out for yourself today. And of course, check out these amazing floor mats for your Tesla, all-weather mats here at Protect Your Tesla. Hit the link right down below to learn more and check them out for yourself today. While this is Tesla's most expensive model, you'd assume it has all the bells and whistles. It doesn't. One of the big emissions is ultrasonic sensors to be able to tell the car when the door is going to hit something. Now, the Falcon Wing doors, because of their engineering and the way they open and close, they've got to have ultrasonic sensors. That's got to be as close to rock solid reliability as it comes, so it doesn't hit cars around it as it goes up and over. But these front doors actually don't. They're relying on the vision system, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, and as you just saw, can sometimes just kind of be annoying. And what happens to me, see, most of the time that's exactly what it is It's that pause, that hesitation that wasn't on older Model X's, but that's here now because I'm assuming is because of the vision system, which is really, really annoying, and it sort of defeats the purpose or any sort of draw to the sort of auto-presenting door thing. Though I will show you one feature I actually do like, that I do actually have gotten used to and use all the time, is that one of the Model X's little tricky features here is you can put your foot on the brake and it's going to automatically close the driver's side door because it's powered. That is something I actually do really like, and that consistently works. Model X is also the only Tesla model available in 3 different seat configurations, 5-seat, 6-seat, and 7-seat configurations. If you opt for the most expensive Tesla, you're only going to be able to get this in a 6-seat configuration, and that looks like this. You've got your 2 seats in the front, you've got 2 captain's chairs, and then 2 more seats in the back that do actually fold down. Actually, there is a USB-C port back there and a cup holder, and these are heated seats, which is nice. And to get back there, even if you've got a messy car like mine, these are actually powered captain's chairs, so they'll move forward like that, allowing you to get back into the very most rear part of the vehicle. And this is a much better, I should say more usable 2-seat configuration than what you'll find in like a 7-seat Model Y. And the captain's chairs there is really nice. On the inside here, I mentioned the carbon fiber. This is, again, a specialty here of the highest end Tesla, though. The long range has wood. It looks very similar. A couple of other special things you will get here. It's also in the Model S and Model X, but only on the higher end Teslas. You get this second screen right here, a driver's display. This is not on any other Tesla but the S and the X. And its usability these days isn't as good as it once was. Basically, only is going to show you some navigation data. It shows you your speedometer. Of course, you've got, battery percentage, outside temperature, you've got the time, you've got what gear, so to speak, you're in, and a status of the vehicle. On older Teslas, this used to be a much more useful second screen. This one here, it's nice to have, especially if you're used to having a gauge or instrument cluster here, but really it's not all that useful, and Tesla really isn't optimizing for it or taking advantage of it like they were before, because most Teslas just have a single screen. Now, the screen itself is really nice and does have some features you don't get in other Teslas, like the ability to actually move the media window to different sides and collapse it and have a little mini player you can move. This is because this is a 17-inch display, and because you've got the secondary screen here, you've got way more room to work with. So that is really nice. So you've got a larger display, you've got more real estate to work with. Besides that, it's the same Tesla software, but there is one secret feature. Tell me below in the comments if it's worth $120,000. And that is the ability here to tilt the screen. Yes, there is a motor behind the screen that can turn it in 3 positions. This is the position facing the driver the most. This is the position facing the passenger. It's going to go all the way back. Go like that. And as you can see, it's moving. And then you can take it back to default. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily a big deal or not. I will say it's kind of nice as a single driver, if I'm in here most of the time by myself, to have the screen a little bit more tilted towards me. Not a big deal, but again, little special feature here on the $120,000 Model X. Another special feature of the higher-end Tesla is the oh-so-controversial yoke steering wheel. For an extra $1,000, Tesla basically halves off the top part of the steering wheel, the regular round steering wheel, and you get this. And it's sort of controversial for many reasons. The look, the issue with these older ones like I have here where the horn is a button, not anything you can push right here. It's a little wide. It's a little awkward to make more complicated, or I should say more involved 3-point turns. But this does have a couple of nice advantages. One, over the round steering wheel, you can actually see the screen. This car was obviously designed for a yoke because it doesn't obstruct the screen like a round steering wheel does, so that's nice. It's got all the same touch-sensitive buttons you'll find in the newer Teslas. That's not anything new, though it was on here first. And I just think it makes the car more sporty and fun to drive. You sort of get used to it after a while. It's got some weird limitations, but overall, I like it, and you can't get this, at least first party from Tesla, on any other model but Model X and Model S. Again, the higher end, highest end trim levels. And also I should mention, on the most expensive Tesla, Model X is known for this giant piece of glass. This is one piece of glass. It's like, people call it like a helicopter windshield. I don't know if the Cybertruck's is big or not. The Cybertruck actually might have a larger windshield, but this has just definitely a more unobstructed view. This top part's tinted here. You get just a wonderful view of your surroundings. But the one thing they fixed on Cybertruck, and they learned their lesson from this, love this beautiful piece of glass. But when the sun is in your face in a bad time of day, the built-in sun visors here are pretty awful. And they're honestly, like, let me see if I can open here, barely usable. You can see here, I probably still have the protective film on mine because I never use it. But there is the mirror. It's this small little mirror, but also that's just not really doing you any favors when you have sunlight. You can kind of move it, this way and kind of adjust it, but sometimes the sun's going to come in right where this isn't totally useful. So that is one of the downsides to this otherwise really nice, beautiful, large helicopter-like windshield. What's also particularly interesting here is that while this is Tesla's most expensive vehicle, it is missing critical features that you can find in a car a fraction of the price. For example, the Cybertruck has got that new revolutionary steer-by-wire system that is a digital infrastructure for steering, allows for super easy steering, it makes the car feel more nimble, agile, and easy to maneuver. That would make a lot of sense on the Model X, but it is not here. Something else that this car desperately needs, as a Model X owner, I'll tell you, desperately needs it, is a front bumper camera. This is on the Cybertruck as well, rumored to be coming to the new Model Y, and again, it just makes parking a relatively large car pretty difficult without having one, so that is super annoying. What's also odd is that this doesn't have the RGB ambient lighting. Even the Model 3, the lower-end Model 3, a fraction of the price of this thing, has that all-new interior, which I actually think just looks kind of better, simply, and more modern and fresh than even the carbon fiber of the Plaid does. And in general, it just feels like this car is neglected from Tesla. And that's sort of the weird thing here. And one of the reasons I would caution anyone to buy this, unless you're really set on it, is that while it has been, along with the Model S, sort of like Tesla's halo vehicle, it hasn't gotten a lot of upgrades recently. And even like adding RGB ambient lighting in the front bumper camera, those were two relatively, all things considered, easy upgrades that Tesla was supposed to make about a year ago. There's been no word on it, no rumor, no, leak, nothing. And it just is sort of weird that these super expensive cars don't have some of the more modern creature comforts you can get on the cheaper Teslas, or even in the same ballpark when we're speaking of Cybertruck. So that's sort of the big concern I have, and maybe it makes me a little bitter as the Model X owner, is that the car sort of seems to be getting passed up. And don't get me wrong, it's got some cool features, but I don't think those features, 98% of the time, justify its bonkers price tag. And again, just to bring things home and wrap up with an interesting question here, here's where I, again, as a Model X owner, struggle with this vehicle. $117,000 for this vehicle. Cybertruck, fully loaded, I'd argue in a lot of cases a better vehicle, more versatile, better tech, design more controversial, but still a really great car, $2,000 cheaper. And then again, what really hits home is a Model Y Performance, world's best-selling car, a lot of great tech, same full self-driving stuff, comparable range, all that stuff. You've got here for $65,000, a fraction of the price, which sort of makes you question the Model X and what Tesla is doing. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on the most expensive Tesla on the market? Do you think the price here is justified? Do you think a configuration as of this vehicle is worth the nearly $120,000 price tag? Do you think you're better off going with something else? Do you think Tesla should do some more to compete? Drop a comment down below and please let me know. Also want to give a huge thanks to Mini REVs for supporting the channel. They're the makers of these super amazing, high quality, and just crazy accurate mini EV models here that are just fantastic. They've got Model S, Model X, Model Y, and of course, they've got my beloved Cybertruck here. I've got this matte black option that looks really cool. You can pick up some accessories with this thing. Anyone will enjoy it, whether you're 3 years old, 30 years old, 100 years old. If you love Teslas, you are going to enjoy the build quality, the precision, and just the fun over geeking out over little Tesla models that are really accurate, really well made, and just a cool addition to your desk, your shelf, your locker, if you're in school, wherever you are, whatever stage in life. If you're a Tesla fan, you are going to love this. If you want to check out all that Mini REVs has to offer, they've got an incredible collection at a really great price. Hit the link down below to learn more and check it out for yourself today. And if you guys made it to the very end of the video and want a free way to win some Amazon money, 3 simple things you got to do as always: like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, and put in a special keyword to let me know you stayed to the very end. Let's use for this one, since I'm on this page here, let's use the word Quicksilver. Just put Quicksilver somewhere in your comment. As always, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld. I'll see you all in the next one.